Three, two. All right, it's time to talk with our featured guest, Derek Perez. Derek, how's it going, man?
Good, good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for asking. If you don't mind me asking, where are you located right now?
We are in Tampa, Florida, so a little bit north, Lando Lakes, Lutz area, about 30 minutes north of Tampa.
Nice, man. Is it
Yeah.
how is it cold over there or hot more than anything?
It's hot. Today's the coldest day. It's about 60 degrees today. This is one of the coldest days it's been. So,
Is it normally like for you guys are you from here? Like you grew up your whole life there or nah, you experienced other winters?
yeah, I grew up in Illinois, but I've been here for about 15 years. So I've kind of become the norm now. So,
Oh man. All right. So
yeah.
then tell us a little bit about your past, your present. How'd you get to where you are today?
Yeah. So I'm a full-time firefighter, paramedic, for the city of St. Pete down in Florida. Moved down here about 15 years ago with my father when he retired, and then kind of grew up in here. Did small businesses here and there throughout the last 15 years. Me and Casey met probably about 3, 4 years ago, and kind of immediately led us down this path of startup dental offices. So then we started one. We're going on 6 months now, so this is our 6 month open. So
Nice, man. Okay, that's good. So then
mhm.
that's why, like, if anybody's wondering, like,
Yeah,
why is a firefighter on? It's because you're. Tell me a little bit about that. Tell me a
yeah,
little bit about like how you guys. Well, I guess like tell me a little bit about how you guys met, but at the same time, like how this all came to be the startup part.
yeah. We actually met online. She was a dentist in Bushnell by the Villages in Florida, so a little bit north from here, about an hour and a half away. We met online and then kind of kicked it off immediately, and well, now we're married and we have a little girl on the way. So that kind of tells that story. But we met. I lived in St. Pete. She worked in the Villages, which was about an hour and a half north. So we met in the middle. That's how we ended up in Lando Lakes, Lutz, in Florida. So we met in the middle and we started the practice. We made the decision to start the practice. We were veering towards buying the practice out that she was working at.
Mhm.
But then they were asking too much. So we decided to just kind of do our own thing, make it a little closer to St. Pete. And that's how we ended up starting our own practice.
Do you, by any chance, Derek? Do you also like work within the practice right now? Like now that it's open, like you know how some people are like, I know a lot of spouses maybe are the office manager, the operations. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I do all I do all, she does all the clinical, I do all the business side of it. So I'm there pretty much every day with her. We're there. It feels like 24/7, but yeah, we're there. I'm
Yeah.
there every day, sitting back there. I'm pretty much the office manager, I guess you could say, but she does all the clinical side. I kind of handle all the managing side of it. And then we kind of use me in the middle.
Gotcha, man. So you know like everything that went down, right? Like the build out, the numbers, how
Hmm.
production and collection is looking like right now and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
awesome. So we'll get into that right now, but I want
Okay.
to rewind a little bit and
Yeah.
just out of my own curiosity, I was watching Chicago Fire the other day. Is that anything close to real? Like, is that what happens with firefighters or no?
No, no, I wouldn't say. I would say the station life sometimes seems a little real, but the call wise, I don't think it doesn't get like that on
Oh,
those
so it's more the
emergency
station
calls.
wise?
Yeah, station wise, I think you can see some similarities, but not for the call wise. I don't think not as much.
Oh,
But
okay. Yeah, because I'm like,
yeah.
man, they go through a lot. Like I'd be traumatized. This first day, I'd just be like, forget it, you know. But that's awesome, man. You've always wanted to be a firefighter?
Yeah, yeah, I did it. I wanted to be a flight paramedic with the helicopters. I did that for about 4 years, and then I did that about. I just stopped. I actually stopped flying whenever we opened the practice because I needed to help her out full time, Dr.
Yeah.
Casey. So I stopped flying whenever we opened the practice, and now I just do the firefighting. I only work about 6, 7 days a month, so it works out well. And I work around the office hours, so try
Yeah.
to always be there.
Man, 6, 7 days a month. That's nice. It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
well, I mean, if you didn't have a practice, then it would have been like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
easy, but that's cool. So you can just go from flight paramedic to firefighter, or is there like a still like a screening process?
It's kind of two different jobs. I started as a firefighter. I started when I was 18 as a firefighter. Back whenever I was started real young, and then I kind of worked my way into the flight side of it. So then I started doing flying with the local company called Bay Flight around here. Did that for about 4 years, and then yeah, and then kind of stopped doing that for the office. So
Yeah. That's cool, man. I like the fact that you're also not like on the clinical side so much, so you can kind of see like from the general population, like, hey, people are gonna like this. Hey, people aren't
Hmm.
gonna like this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good interview. If you don't mind, could we start diving into like the business side now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome,
Absolutely.
awesome. Okay, so one of the main things I want to ask is who did you go with for your loan?
We use Huntington Bank. We use ideal practices as well. So we work with the ideal practices. We use a lot of companies. I mean, I've searched through every single company you think of. I've done the research on them all. I've probably interviewed with them all, looked in them all. But we started with ideal practices. We used Huntington Bank to get our loan and to get our loan situated. Yeah.
Why did you start with ideal practices before you got the loan or after?
We started trying to go on the path for loans, and then it was just getting confused. It was just kind of getting confusing for us because we had no experience with that. And then
Mhm.
we jumped in with ideal practices, kind of did a hard reset, and then went back after the banks.
To you, what felt confusing with the loan process?
Just coming from no business experience, like no major business experience. We've had small businesses. I've started small businesses before, like t-shirt companies and like little things like that. Nothing
Mhm.
major. But having to deal with banks, asking for business plans and different things like that. I mean, we had no experience with that, and it was just we felt like we simply just wanted someone to kind of help us guide that way, like understand, making sure that we're doing it right, because it's such a big decision to take out a huge loan. We took our loan was about 600,000, so we took out a $600,000 loan. It was such a big decision to do it, so we felt like the only reasonable thing to do would be to hire someone that kind of knows about that already and is
Yeah.
on our side fighting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So the first bank you went with was Huntington, or were you like kind of shopping in between banks?
Shopped in between banks, Bank of America, Huntington. I think there was one more, but Bank of America was the other one. We were actually
God.
going to go with Bank of America, but there was something that happened at the end of it that we just had to switch to Huntington last minute, about a week before we needed to
Mhm.
sign everything. So we switched to Huntington.
What happened at the end of it?
I think essentially what they dropped our loan. We needed 600,000, and they dropped it down to 500. So it kind of put us in a bad spot because we were planning for 600.
Mhm.
So we kind of did a hard turn to the left and went with Huntington last minute, which worked out great. Huntington's been great for us. They
Yeah.
don't really ask that many questions. They're very straightforward. They kind of makes it a very simple process with Huntington. So
Yeah. Why did they drop it?
they didn't give us a reason really.
Oh, really?
Well, I think it's because of COVID. It was
Mm.
right in the middle of COVID. Like we were doing this. We started in like 2019, the end of 2019.
Mhm.
So we were getting all the banks situated like right in the middle of March and April. So I mean, it was like the heart of COVID. So I think everybody was kind of getting scared with COVID going around. So they essentially did some pullbacks. So
Yeah, so you got it out like in the middle of 2020 then, right?
yep, yep.
Okay. Got you. What were the terms on the loan you have right now? Like
I
interest and
think I
stuff.
think yeah, I think we got like 3 point. It wasn't as good as terms as Bank of America, but we did get more. And then their terms are a little bit different. It's a diff. They were it's a different kind of term, so
Mhm.
it brought down the our price or our
Yeah.
bill or I don't know what you call that,
Mhm.
but I think we're at 3.9%.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah.
So 600,000, that's the loan you got. Now, you already had a location, you found a location, or were you looking for one at the time when you got the
We were
loan?
just yeah, we were looking for one. We were just looking for one. We were
Okay.
pretty open with locations. We didn't have anywhere specific. We just knew it's somewhere around Tampa and St. Pete, like near St. Pete, within an hour. We looked for a very long time, took a few months, probably abused our realtor car. Yeah. So
Uh,
we looked for a very long time. We looked at, I would say probably at least probably 40 different places to open. Made
really?
multiple offers. We were very strict with what we were trying to look for. But then it's funny because we searched high everywhere in Tampa, And one day I was just driving down the road about 5 minutes away from where we were currently living, saw a building, and that's where we're at now. So
You're kind of like, where's the realtor at? What
yeah,
this is easy, you know?
yeah, exactly. It was like,
Wow.
oh,
What were you looking for in specific then?
TI packages, big
Okay.
TI packages, location. And biggest thing was the TI package. We wanted to get a really big TI package, something that could help us kind of give us a little buffer for the long term.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. So were you looking also for like square footage or like, hey, give me some free rent or like the way it looked, the location, parking lot, anything like that or not?
I would say we were mainly looking for square foot, or mainly looking for a TI,
Mhm.
and we were trying to get somewhere around 6 to 7 ops. So square footage anywhere between like 20, like anywhere between 2 and 3,000. We had a pretty wide range. We landed on about 2,500.
Okay.
So our building currently is about 2,500 square feet, and yeah,
That's good. That's good. What is the TI package that you guys got?
uh, we it was about $50 a square foot. It ended up being about 126,000 for TI. The initial terms were a year free rent, about a year free rent with about 8 months, with 4 months paying cams. So 8 months free rent completely, and then the last 4 months of that just paying cams.
Nice.
Um,
Okay.
and then some other small things like getting the windows done in the building, dividing, because it was actually a space that needed to be divided in half. So we little small things like that, new
Yeah.
AC unit, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Did Ideal Practices help with all that too, or no? They just helped you with the loan process.
No, they helped with all that. They were involved in the
Cool.
whole process. Yeah, they were involved with everything, getting the
Okay.
TI package, kind of going back and forth, and yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. How much is Ideal Practices? Like, if you were to get that, what, like, somebody's listening, they're like, I want to get what Derek got. How much is that?
So I know they changed their price. I know they're changed their price. I know that whenever we did it, it was kind of like split up in different payments.
Hmm.
All said and done, I think we were around the 50, 60,000 range. All said and done
Okay.
for the whole thing. Yeah.
And they take that before the loan or after the loan?
It was in portions. So
Okay.
some of that was before, very small portion, and then some of it was from the loan.
Were you ever like, oh, that's a lot. Like,
Oh
should we
yeah.
do this or should we just do extra research on our own? You know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, that's one of the biggest decisions we made. Starting out, I mean, it's a big price tag to say someone to initially you're kind of thinking, what exactly are they going to be doing for you, like through the whole process. But looking back, we would have never stepped foot into opening a dental office without having someone backing us. So we were very happy with Outdoor Practices. They stood by us the whole entire time. And then we had a lot of problems with our landlord through the build out.
Mhm.
So they were by us every day.
The
Anytime we
whole
needed
time.
to contact them. Yep. Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. Okay. So we'll talk about that right now in a bit, but how much was your whole build out then?
Um, the complete build out, I want to say including the TI package. So I don't know. I think we're about 320,000, somewhere around there, 340. I want to say it's around there. And
Okay.
then take the 125, 26,000 out of that. So you're looking at probably like 230 for us.
Gotcha. How many ups was it?
7.
7. And you've already plumbed all of them or?
Yep, everything's plumbed, everything's good to go. We just ordered our next chair actually. So we just ordered a 5th chair. So
That's good stuff, man.
yeah.
Who'd you order from?
We use Binco for ordering equipment. So we
Gotcha.
went with Binco for ordering equipment. They've been good to us. Our reps good. We've had no problems. I'm very strict with price searching. I search for prices all over the place. I mean, we have a big dental used liquidator store,
Mhm.
probably about 30 minutes from our office.
Oh, wow.
One of the biggest ones around. So
What's it called?
go there. I think it's Dental Liquidators, or yeah, Dental Liquidators, I believe the
Oh,
name of
okay.
it.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So then the type of practice you guys have right now that it's open, is it fee for service? Are you accepting all kind of insurances, families, pedo only? Like, what is it?
Family practice, PPO insurances. We're in network with most of them. There's only a couple that we're not in network with, and then fee for service around that.
Gotcha. Who did you guys do all the like the fee negotiations and everything like that for the insurance?
Ideal Practices does that.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. They
Mhm.
do the whole
Yeah.
shebang. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, they
Wow.
do it all. They did it all for us. So
Okay, cool. And then, so I remember looking, I think you did a live or your wife did a live on the Making of a Dental Startup Facebook group, and the color and everything, like y'all got, you was like, I think a couple days before you opened or after you opened.
yep.
And it was exciting for you guys, but y'all were nervous, but it looked
Mhm.
beautiful, the location, right? So how did the build out process come along? Was it easy? Was it hard? What struggles did you guys go through?
Yeah, I mean, we actually had a crazy build out. We had some major problems with our landlord. We were battling back and forth to the landlord for a long time.
Mhm.
We were supposed to be open in January of this year, so
Mhm.
January 20 or yeah 21. We got pushed back all the way till July. We had a couple problems with the landlord with giving us some things that we needed to get our CO.
Mhm.
So it kind of was just getting pushed back, pushed back, pushed back. We actually made all the hires for the month of like January, February, but we had to let them. They all left us because we got pushed back so far. So we had to rehire everybody. So we had to redo the interviews, redo the. It was just pretty much it was a hard 6 months. I can tell you that. So
Man,
when we got our doors open, it was an exciting time.
man. So are you guys on good terms with the landlord still, or more like, here's your money?
Yeah. It's more like hey, here's your money. We're still battling it out. I mean, there was attorneys involved. It was a long back and forth. Yeah. So it got very very nasty, and I mean it it's a typical landlord battle though. I mean, I think we had probably one of the worst ones I've ever heard about. But we made it through it. That was the biggest thing. Our
So
biggest thing was getting open.
how did you guys make it through? Like, what was going on specifically? Like, why were attorneys involved? He didn't want to cave or what? Like, what was he supposed to cave about?
We needed to get power to our building. We couldn't finish our construction. We did about 80 to 90% of our construction, and we couldn't finish it without getting the final power to the building. We split a building in half, so there was a lot of. The biggest thing was the lease, making sure the lease was done, and that's my suggestion for anybody that's doing this moving forward, trying to do a
Mhm.
startup, is making sure your lease is reviewed with an attorney, like a very good attorney. Don't cut any corners with that. Spend the money because it can make up for it in the long run.
Yeah.
But essentially, it was just like a little fine print with the lease, kind of arguing back and forth about whether we were supposed to put the AC in, whether he was supposed to be put the AC in, whether how we were supposed to get power, from where we were supposed to get power. There's just a bunch of bickering back and forth, and we actually got our AC unit stolen from us on New Year's Day of last year. Yeah, that was the
Man,
icing on the cake for in the middle of all this battle. So yeah, someone broke into our business and stole our AC units, brand new AC units. So
man. So the
mhm.
AC unit was stolen. Let me ask you really quick.
Mhm.
Did you have an attorney to review your lease or no?
We did, but we used a local attorney to review our lease. We did not use like a dental specific attorney. It was an attorney that handled leases, but it wasn't. But we went cheaper with it. We didn't go out and spend money on a big attorney that you kind of see like the usually like the rate right now. I think to
Mhm.
review a lease for like dental is probably between like 5 and 6, 7, 8 thousand. Would probably get a good attorney.
That's the rate to review a lease?
Probably, yeah. I would say for a good specific like dental attorney, I would say
Derek,
anywhere
we're in
between
the
like
wrong
5 and 8.
business, man. We gotta
I
get
know,
we gotta start
I
reviewing leases.
know. Casey's sister's an attorney, and I'm telling her to get into it.
Man, that's insane. Okay, so you the person you guys hire, but let me ask you, would you even have known this? Like, you know what I mean? Would you have known this if this wouldn't have happened to you even?
Nope, no, I don't think. No, I mean, I don't think we would ever notice it. I think, who's to say? I think our landlord is just our landlord. I think we would have still had some hard times,
Mhm.
but I think battling with him would have been easier with the well-written lease. Um, I think the
Yeah.
battle going back and forth would have been a lot easier.
So in the end, who I guess not like who won, but like what ended up happening? Like did he pay for stuff or you or
Yeah, we went essentially I think we won. So we extended our free rent. We extended it out with some terms. That we did about 3 addendums to our lease. So we did an addendum. For anybody that doesn't know, that's pretty much a new lease or addition to the lease. We did that 3 times because we were going back and forth with battles for pretty much 6 months to get open. So we got an additional free rent. We got about, I would say probably about $20,000 worth of stuff overall additional because of the 6-month heartache that we were put through.
Man,
So.
did you ever say sorry?
No.
Should have put
But
that in the lease.
we're still a little bit, yeah, we're still battling with him a little bit. I mean, we're on
Really?
better terms. It's more like once you get open, it's kind of like you have a leg to stand on. Until then, he has every bit of power is in the landlord's hands.
That's true.
Yeah,
you're right.
So.
What right now you're battling with him with what?
Oh, right now we're not really battling, but I know in the future we probably will, about little small things about when the lease is supposed to start or when we're supposed to start paying rent and stuff like that. So.
Oh man, dude, it's gonna be kind of tough. How long is this lease for, anyways?
It's a 10-year lease with 2 5-year extensions.
Do you think you're gonna renew after 10 years, or?
It just depends on where we're at. I think it just depends on where we're at. Yeah, I think we'll be fine with once you get kind of in the once you get past probably that first year after you sign a new lease, everything kind of just becomes the norm. There's not really anything major that pops up. You pay your rent on time, pretty much pay your rent on time, pay your bills, and there's no really issues I don't see coming.
Yeah, that's true. How much is rent for you guys?
We average around here. I think we got $21 a square foot for our place. So we were about 2,500 square feet. I think we're around the 600 or I think our total is about 5,000-6,000.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. We haven't started yet, so that's kind of why.
Gotcha.
Still
I was
there.
Wondering the math, and I'm like, this is gonna take a while if I do it in my head. Yeah. So no, but that's good, man. Awesome. Okay, so then transitioning to the employees, how many employees do you have right now?
So we just hired 2 more. We've employees are tough too. It's hard to find employees now. It's extremely hard to find good staff. But we have currently, as it stands today, we have 3 front desks, and we have about two assistants, and we're trying to hire our second or our third assistant. So
okay, how'd you find the employees?
Use Indeed, Facebook groups, mainly Indeed, I would say, would be where we use most of our stuff.
Okay, that's good. And then did Ideal Practices help out with that too, or not? That was all you guys?
Nope, they helped out the first go around. And then once we get open, we decided they have another program that you can join. We decided not to join that program because we were kind of we hit the ground running. We felt comfortable and confident once we opened, with just between me and Dr. Casey or me and Casey. So we kind of felt confident to where we can manage and run it ourselves afterwards. But they did help out the first time.
Gotcha. Okay. So you guys were open on opening day. How did that look like?
We started seeing patients July 1st. So this is going to be finishing up our 6th month here at the end of December. But July 1st was the first time we're starting to see patients. Before that, we did about a week of family and friends before that. And it was good. I mean, we hit the ground running. We were booking. I would say in the beginning stages, one of the things that I noticed back then was like probably the first 2-3 weeks, we didn't really convert treatment. And then we realized like we should be converting same-day treatment as much as we can. So we did a hard reset about 3 weeks in, and we started pulling patients for same-day treatment. And then we kind of did that from there on.
Why didn't you convert treatment from the very beginning?
We didn't know any better. I mean, we did, but we were just kind of getting new dental software, new dental systems. It was a new office. Everybody was new, working together. So no one was really pushing same-day treatment. It was mainly I think it was a big learning curve for everybody because this dental software was a big one.
Gotcha.
Changing dental software was a big one. If anybody's watching this, I would stick to the dental software that you know.
What did you change to?
We changed to Open Dental. From everybody there was Dentrix. So
did you go back to Dentrix or not?
No, we committed ourselves to Open Dental. We like it. I like it. I think everybody likes it now. It's just a learning curve. And when you open a new office, that learning curve is just kind of tough it's tough to have that learning curve on top of everything else
I
in the
know, especially
beginning.
like at the beginning, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah,
everything's happening, and then
yeah.
did all your employees stick so far, or has anybody left, or you had to fire anybody, or not?
Yeah, I have had to let a couple of people go. Our hygienist stayed with us the whole time. She's amazing. We got so lucky. That was the golden find was our hygienist. And then everybody else other than the hygienist is new, aren't the initial hires.
Man,
So
why did the other ones? Why'd you let go of the other ones?
just depends. I think the biggest thing whenever you open an office is experience wise. In the beginning, you're trying to get on a budget, and it depends on the office that you open up and how busy you are. I think for us, the beginning stages are so unknown, so
Mhm.
you just kind of have to like go at it with what you think, kind of plan for the worst case scenario. And when I say that, I mean when you hire, you're hiring employees that you have a budget. So
Yeah.
we were hiring employees on a budget. So we were letting a lot of people go, or we weren't getting the people that we probably should have had as a new office. So the staff just couldn't keep up with how busy we were in the beginning. I would say. I think that may have been it.
Mhm.
And we just needed to find employees that had more experience to kind of help
Gotcha.
out everything down.
How did
So
that go, man? Were you the one who had to fire or like let them go? Like, how do you do that? How do you tell them like, hey, you're not good enough right
yeah,
now?
so we've only let go two people. And that it was kind of known. It was kind of felt like it was known that it was going to happen. Like it wasn't as hard as what I thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
It was a business move. It was a business decision because we needed someone with more experience, and it was
Yeah.
that was as simple as it was. It's especially like the front desk area when you have because that's your heart of it. You know,
Mhm.
that's your collections. That's everything. I mean, you don't collect on one patient; it could be a couple grand. Just
Yeah.
simple mistake that you lose. So so it wasn't tough letting people go. The other people kind of left on good terms. We've had good terms with all our employees. There's been no really harsh bad terms. It's more so just we have our mindset in the office that we're dedicated to. We kind of have a flow down, so we're trying to find people that fit that now and find good people.
That's good, man. Like you guys got a flow down. That takes like sometimes it takes like years, for people to
Oh, yeah.
get it and everything like that. But that's awesome. So you guys were in uh, from what I'm getting, like really, really busy, right? Right when you open or around that area.
Yeah.
What were you guys doing for or what are you doing for marketing and advertising?
Yeah. So we hit the ground running. I mean, I think we it was a grind. I mean, me and Casey stayed. We've done a lot of marketing. We started back in probably August of 2019, or we probably started in probably August, December of 2019. Started marketing on social media. Yeah. The first thing we did was a TikTok video with washing your hands in
Mhm.
March. Actually, that's whenever we started. I would say right in the middle of COVID. There was a TikTok video about washing your hands. It was a dance video,
Mhm.
and Casey, we did one on TikTok and it blew up. It got like 70, I think it was like 70, 80,000 views overnight. And
What?
I was like, oh, this is legit. Like we can do this. Yeah. So,
We're gonna be
so
TikTokers. Forget
yeah, yeah. So
that.
I was like, we can do this. We can actually do this. No experience. Me and Casey have no social media experience.
Yeah.
So so then we started then kind of built a so this is one thing that was a huge difference I think in our office is we did a lot of ground marketing like you know all about like we did a ton of ground marketing with small businesses around the area. We would do raffles, we would do giveaways, partner with small businesses. It was huge on social media during the COVID times.
Mhm.
And then we would it was just the social media. Really, it was the giveaways, and we would market Casey. We wouldn't market the
Mhm.
dental office. We don't market our office. Frankly, we don't even if you check our Facebooks and our practice web pages and stuff like that, we don't market those at all. I don't put any money on those. We just pretty much put all the money on Casey's profile. Marketing the dentist is, I think, how you get around being a little different than other offices.
Yeah. So mm, so like for example, give me an example. Like you guys on social media would was it all dentistry like that you guys posted about, or it was like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, because it's Dr. Casey's life, right?
Yeah, yeah. I would say it's just a learning curve. It's just seeing what people like. That's the biggest thing. Sometimes we post about dentistry, and then sometimes people like it. Some people don't like it, and the engagement's off. And luckily for Facebook and social media, you can tell what people engage with pretty simply on
Mhm.
there. But we found that most people engage with just everyday life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty much just everyday life stuff.
Yeah. I think some of like my highest Instagram stuff is like me making a coffee. And I'm like,
Yeah,
this is it. Like,
yeah.
guess I'm gonna work at Starbucks. No, but so that's awesome, man. That's really cool. So you monthly right now, how many new patients are you getting?
I think we average. I think we're averaging over 100 for the last
What?
7 months. Yeah,
Wow. And that's
yeah.
all because like right now, let's just say you have a marketing budget. How much is it? And where's everything exactly going?
So we have no marketing budget. We don't really have a budget at all. I pretty much I base it off of patient flow.
Mhm.
Um, if we're low on patients, the budget goes up. If we're steady for 2, 3, 4 weeks, the budget goes down. So it's pretty much just a flow. I can tell you, I don't know the exact number. I haven't even done. I'm actually working on the taxes right now, or finishing up the year with the books.
Mhm.
So I don't know the exact numbers, but we don't really have any numbers. We've tried different marketing techniques. We've used driven marketing. I don't know if you've heard of them before. The driven marketing guys.
The driven, is it like dental implants? Something like that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. We used them for few months. They were good. They're a good company. A little pricey, but they're a great company. A
How much
great
are they?
foundation. Great. I think they're roughly about around 5,000 a month, but they get you
Oh,
big
okay.
cases. They get you big cases. They did well. They got us some big cases. They made it worth it for us.
Okay.
Um, so they're a good company. All the companies we worked with so far have been great. It's just sometimes we like trying new things, seeing what works best, and you never know, we might go back to them. But
Yeah.
essentially,
Okay. So they were ones you were paying. Anything else like, because I don't think it with ground marketing you were doing any like where you got to pay, right? Or no?
social media. We were boosting stuff on social media from ground marketing.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha.
but but other than that, they were the only company that we used. We tried them for about 4 or 5 months. So we decided that we wanted to try them, try to get bigger cases for the implants
Mhm.
for about 4 or 5 months, and then other than that, we haven't used a company. We actually just signed up for another company that we're starting to use right now, but we haven't started with them yet. So we're still in the billing stages. So we're doing a hard reset. We're going to do a new website, new kind of everything on that aspect as well.
Cool. Who's the company you signed up with?
They are. I mean, I should know the name, right?
It's
It
okay, man.
let me see. I'll find the name, but
Okay.
let me see if I can
But
find
for
it.
right now, that's the new company you guys have decided to go with. The only company, I guess, right now that you for marketing and advertising, compared to like your own efforts.
Yep, yeah, that's all we've done was just driven, and then they're modern doc media, modern doc media
Why'd you go with them?
group.
Who are I don't never heard of them.
They're a new. You see, I got them on social Facebook group, the startup page actually.
Really?
Someone posted about them. Um, looked into it. They seem like good. We're trying them out. Like I said, we try everything. We try everything to see
Mhm.
what works and what works best for us. So we're just going to try them for mainly Google ads,
For mainly
um,
Google ads. Okay.
and SEO,
Gotcha.
SEO and
Gotcha.
Google ads.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How could I ask already? Like how much is all that or no?
No, they're not as much as they're about the same price as everybody. I think everybody for stuff like that. I think looking at because we looked at all the companies. I mean,
Mhm.
I look at all the companies in and out. So every company usually ranges anywhere between like 5 and 2, 3 thousand, anywhere between
Mhm.
500 and like $3,000, depending on how extensive you want to go for like SEO. Um, they're right in the middle of that. I think right around that range, about
Gotcha.
$1,000, I want to say. But they're
Yeah. So then let me ask Derek, like, what's the vision here? Because you're already getting, there's one doctor, one hygienist, right? And you're getting like about 100 new patients, you said,
Yep, yeah.
a month, and you're going to be marketing for more.
Mhm.
Is there going to be a part where you guys are like, oh my gosh, we need to stop?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Until we have all the ops open, that's our goal. So we want to have all 7 ops
Oh,
open. So
gotcha,
whether that
gotcha.
adding more hygienists, adding another doctor, our goal is to have the whole office up and running with 3 hygienists and 2 doctors.
Okay.
So yeah.
What's production and collection looking like right now?
We just I don't really do the production. I mean, production after adjustments. I mean, I think that number is a little flawed sometimes, especially with
Mhm.
being a new office, because it changes. It's such a drastic change in numbers because of fees and different things like that. But collection wise, we're about 700,000 for 6 months.
700. Wow, man, that's
Yeah,
really good, dude. That's super good. So
yeah.
then, what systems would you say is either really unique or something you're really proud of that you've implemented in your practice?
I, I think it's the way we advertise. I mean, I think we kind of found a niche in the community. We do a lot of the ground marketing with small businesses and giveaways, and I mean, we just did a giveaway. We partnered with over 25 businesses in the area. Um, they they all donated anywhere between $25 and $300 worth of gifts and gift cards. And
Mhm.
you meet the business owners, you meet the staff when you do these giveaways. You do videos at their office. It really it adds to just reaching your community in the area that you're in, and you meet all the locals, and then just kind of marketing that way helped out a lot. So I think that was our biggest difference. It's tiring. It can be tiring because you're always trying to go out in the community and always trying to do that around the office.
Yeah.
But and then also the personability. I mean, Casey, I call her Dr. Casey because I feel like I'm at work, but Casey, she grinds. I mean, she grinds. She calls. She's there every day at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and we leave at like midnight. I mean, we did that. We left at like midnight one for like the first 3 or 4 months every day, Monday through Sunday. So
Jeez, that's it. Let me ask you, man, like how is this all affecting y'all's personal life?
it's something we told each other about. I mean, during this time period, we've gotten married and we have a little girl on the way, so we couldn't be more happier with that.
Yeah.
But we said we were going to grind for the first year to 2 years, and it was going to be a tough new experience. But we said give it about 2 years. I was guessing about a year. I said if we work hard for a year, I think it'll settle down after that.
Yeah. But okay, so that's what's happening, right? But how have you seen it like how have you seen it affect? Like, for example, do you feel like you're stressing out more, stressing out less? Like, you know what I
I
mean? Like, what can
Yeah,
people
yeah, no,
expect?
it's definitely stressful. I mean, it's stressful, especially whenever you deal with a spouse.
Mhm.
Um, we're great. Like, there's no, I, it's just a very stressful time. It's long nights. It's hard work. It's figuring out the things that need to be done. But looking back, I mean, we've grown so much in our relationship. I feel like there's nothing that we can't do now. There's nothing
Yeah.
that's going to happen that we won't be able to overcome from this point forward. So in that aspect, it's grown our relationship. But it has been a grind. It's been very stressful. There's no way around that. I mean, it's the most stressful thing you'll ever do in your life,
Yeah.
especially if you're trying to do it good and you're trying to improve yourself as fast as you can. It's the most stressful thing you're ever doing in your life.
Yeah, dude.
So
Like you got married. Well, prepping for a wedding, and then now you're having a kid, and
yeah.
then you told me you were gonna buy a mansion later on. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
like
No,
it's
no, we're just about saving. We're just trying to save and get everything situated at the office for another year or so.
yeah, but that's good, man. I can tell you're like the type where like, if you see like your spouse having an off day, you suck it up and you're like, I'm gonna lift you up. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I mean, I'm sure for you, like sometimes you're like, man, I just came back from fighting the fire and now I got to do this. Right. And then
Yeah,
it's even, you just want to rest. And this is a lot,
yeah,
it's a lot that can go on for both of you, but
yeah.
to sticking it out, you know what I mean, and making it happen it's encouraging. We appreciate
Yeah.
that. Throughout this time, Derek, what would you say from the moment I guess you signed or y'all signed the lease to today? What have been some of your biggest like struggles or fails or pitfalls?
I think the biggest struggle is it's the stress of because as a new office, if you don't get new patients, your office completely dies down because there's no recall. So for the first 6 months, you have no recall. So if your office, if you stop getting new patients, you're a complete standstill at the office.
Mhm.
So the first 6 months is like do or die. I mean, we're just now getting on recalls, and like this week coming up. So this next week's going to be our 6 month recalls. So seeing that, you kind of see the schedule already have patients on it. So because every 6 months you get your cleaning, so you kind of see like there's a buffer there. Before, anytime there was no new patients, it was complete. It was kind of scary because you see how high the overhead is, and you're like, well, we need to figure out a way to get new patients.
Mhm.
Around that, I would say the other thing is cancellations, especially now. I feel like at least 40% of patients cancel. So we have to like quadruple stack our schedule to,
Yeah.
you know.
How often, well, what are you guys doing to like, besides quadruple stacking it, like, what is the reason that they're canceling? Like, are they telling you anything or no?
No, just sick, COVID. You name it, there's always something. I would say that's probably the one of the biggest struggles, right? The one we're dealing with right now is cancellations. And then on top of that, staff, but cancellations is the hardest thing that we're dealing with because we book about 10 new patients a day,
Mhm.
full exam and cleaning. Out of those, anytime there could be out 5 to 6 cancellations easily, just any day of the week. Now, some days there might be all 10 show up. So then you have all 10 new patients. So then it's a crazy day. So you just have to be ready for it all because you don't know if they're going to cancel or not that same day, that morning of.
Yeah.
So
I think it's kind of hard right now, especially since you're starting out, like to really feel out the people who have canceled, right? But I think once you like start knowing that, you're going to be open for a while, you start realizing the people who, how they act when they can't, you know what I mean? Before they even
yeah.
cancel or anything, you're going to be like, this person may. So I think right now is good to set like that. Do y'all have like a cancellation policy fee or anything like that or no?
Nothing right now. We're just about to start implementing it. We're about to do a deposit to make new patient appointments. We're going to try that. Do a deposit to make new patient appointments.
Okay.
Who's to say that's going to go well with new patients? I don't know, but we're going to try it and see how that works. So
Yeah.
we're going to do like a $25 deposit to make an
Yeah.
appointment.
That's true because we hear, I mean, I hear some people do that and it's fantastic. And then I hear some people like go really against that, right?
Mm.
Because, like, let me ask you, would you pay $25?
Would I? Yeah, exactly. This is how I think of things. I think of things the same exact way you just thought of it. Kind of
Mm.
like from a person that has no dental experience. I always look back at that. Would I pay $25 to book an appointment? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't pay $25 to book an appointment. Now, would I pay $25 if I was booking an appointment to see Dr. Casey because that's who I've marketed? Yeah, I would pay $25
Yeah.
to book an appointment with Dr. Casey, but not. I wouldn't go pay $25 to go to a normal dental office to book an appointment as a new patient unless that was the only place that was letting me in.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that. I like the exact way you put it. That's true. So I mean, I'm excited to hear how it's going to work out for you guys. You know what I mean? With that, because I mean, I know a lot of people right now are kind of experiencing last minute cancellation. I know Sandy Pardue has a lot of great stuff on how to kind of prevent that right now. But other than that, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about that employees. So that's good, man. So one of the last questions I want to ask you is, I know you kind of alluded to it before, but throughout this process, what's been some of the absolute best companies you've worked with and some of the worst, like I guess, products or services or companies you've dealt with?
I think all the companies have been great. I mean, we used Ideal Practice. We wouldn't have ever started without them. So we started
Mhm.
with them, and they did exactly what they said they were going to do, and we were very happy with them at the end of it. And then all the other companies in between there, Open Dental, things like that, have been great. Great service for those companies too. The ones that we've had trouble with are labs.
Mm.
Local labs have been tough, kind of finding good labs that you trust and that deliver their products on time.
Mhm.
Um, Labs would be huge. That would be one of the ones that we're struggling with. And then other than that, I mean, everybody else has been pretty good. And we just made decisions to go elsewhere because we just decided that it wasn't the right fit for us. But everybody's been awesome business wise.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good to hear. We're excited to hear you guys continue to grow. Hopefully, we can have you back on
Yeah.
and maybe like a year and be like, yeah, Mike, remember how we were joking around that mansion? We have 2 now. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm
right.
like,
No,
oh
I
man.
wish. No way. We're trying to
No.
pay these loans off. That's what our mission is right now.
No.
So,
Is Dr.
so
Casey still paying her student loans or not?
yep, yeah. We still have our
Okay.
student loans. Yeah, we have student loans. We have the office loans, and then yeah, those are the 2 loans we have right now. But everything else is paid off. So
Yeah.
we're just
That's good,
focused on
man.
getting that down.
That's good. That's good. All right, man. So if anybody has any questions or concerns or wants to reach out to you, where can they find you?
Yeah, social media. I mean, Facebook. I've talked to a lot of people on Facebook. The startup pages are always good. Dental startup page. There's a lot of good people on there. But anytime anybody has a question, just see our Facebook page. You can message Dr. Casey's Facebook page. We both kind of run it. We both kind of on it a lot. And then me personally on Facebook or Instagram.
Awesome. Awesome. All righty. So, guys, that's all going to be in the show notes below. If you guys want to reach out to Derek, pick his brain a little bit more, ask for his opinions and things like that. So, definitely go in the show notes below and check it out. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then you can check it out in the description below. But Derek, thank you for being with us. It was a pleasure, bud. And we'll hear from you soon.
Yeah, thanks, man. See you.